We're in the fantasy playoffs. We're into week 15. A lot's going on right now, and some of you guys need help from the waiver wire. The hot waiver wire pick of the week is Jerick McKinnon. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about him, and we've been talking about him on this channel for the last few weeks. I mentioned him in some sneaky start videos. I also mentioned him in a video all about him like about a month ago. He was trending upward for a while now, getting snaps, getting targets, and then things came ahead in week 14 against the Denver Broncos, and that just eventually happens when a player is getting the workload, they're getting targets, they're getting used in the pass game, especially in an explosive offense. Against Denver, he saw 39 snaps, 57.4% snap share, caught 7 of his 9 targets, 112 receiving yards, a 21.4% target share, which is very good when you're on the Chiefs, especially for a running back on any team, but on the Chiefs, a 21% target share, very good. 2 touchdowns. This all came to 32.4 PPR fantasy points. Prior to that, the 4 games before his blow-up games, he averaged 4 targets per game, ran 17 routes per game, and averaged 8.2 points per game in PPR. So really what we're seeing here is a running back in one of the best offenses in the league, getting used a lot in the passing game, and has a stable floor of about 8 to 10 fantasy points. We saw his blow-up game. We don't know if we're going to have another one of those in the future. Everyone's running to the waiver wire to see if they can catch that. That might have been it. That might have been the last one of the season right there for him. That 32-point game right there. But if you pick him up, know that you got a decent floor here. You got a guy who's running routes, getting 4 to 5 targets a game, getting a decent target share at the running back position. Even though he's sharing it with Pacheco, he's still holding some value. He's still giving you something. Some people, even though they're in the playoffs, they're still hurting at running back. They need another running back just to have some options there for the lineup or at flex or whatever's going on there. But with him being on the Chiefs, with him seeing a decent snap share, about 50% of the snaps or so, sometimes 40, and him running a good amount of routes, about 17 per game. Some games it gets boosted in 20, 25 range on the routes. 8.2 fantasy points, averaging out prior to this blow-up game. You're looking to about 8 to 10 spot per game. That you can see from him. 32-point game you just saw was the exception. Anything really below 8 is going to be the exception as well. So you got a stable running back that can give you stable production here. That is something that you may want to invest in. You could see another blow-up game here. If they decide to keep going with them this heavy, then you could see more fantasy points going forward. Maybe more 12, 13, 14-point games. You could also see him trend back or regress to his normal output, 8 to 10-ish, which is logical. Or there could be some downturns because that's just how things are. Things are fluid. Things are up and down. This blow-up game here was the reason why I was talking about him so much the last few weeks. Because with this workload in this offense, things are going to eventually come to a head, whether it's this year or if things happened down the road next year if he was still on the team or whatnot. But eventually with this volume, with this explosive offense, being used this much in the passing game, eventually you're going to get your time to shine. It was here. Might get another one. It could happen. You might just get the baseline, or the baseline might increase from here to like 10 to 14 points per game, but he is a good player to get off waivers right now because you want to chase the workload. The workload's what matters. You want a guy who's getting touches. You want a guy catching the ball out of the backfield. Jerick McKinnon's doing that for you. I like Isaiah Pacheco too. I think he's a great running back prospect, especially when you look at his size-adjusted speed. But you have to remember, Jerick McKinnon was once Isaiah Pacheco. He is pretty much Isaiah Pacheco, but 7 years older, a little bit different game, came up different through the college ranks, was a quarterback prior, and really developed a skill set through the NFL from there. But he's an older running back, been around the block, still has some juice in them legs, can be used in the passing game really well, very stout, can be very dependable, and the Chiefs love using him when it matters most because they know they can depend on McKinnon. And he's also got some juice still to reel off some big plays. So he's a guy that you need to have your eye on. You should have already had him rostered, honestly. Should have rostered him a few weeks ago when I was talking about him because this was coming. Especially when you're getting targeted this much, getting this much opportunity in an offense like this because this was coming. It happened. Now there's a mad rush to the waiver wire, and hopefully you can get him if you need him because Jerick McKinnon is a guy getting enough volume that could allow him to have a couple more good games like this, and then this volume creates a decent floor where you know you're going to get your 8 to 10 fantasy points. Make him a safe asset because you know he's really not going to bottom out on you because he's going to be getting targets and he's in a good offense with good targets coming his way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on Jerick McKinnon. Are you picking him up? Live you can't because you're good and you don't need to be playing with the waiver wire as much if you're good, which makes sense. It's economics, but just let me know. I want to hear about it. Also hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'm here to help you out. Waiver wires, pickups, trades, sneaky starts, must starts, dynasty, rookie drafts, and everything else. I want to thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.